Welcome, those who love the golden memories of the small screen. Today, we return to Robin's Nest, the British sitcom that captivated audiences in the 70s. Do you remember the evening sitting around the TV, waiting for Robin and Vicky to manage their small restaurant? Robin's Nest is not just a movie, but a part of youth, where laughter, family affection, and everyday stories become memories. Airing since 1977, the movie is marked by the image of Robin Tripp, a humorous chef, along with smart Vicky and a charming supporting cast. Today, let's explore the current lives of the cast, from the glory of the past to the changes in their old age. Are you ready for this nostalgic journey? Let's begin. Richard O Sullivan, born on May 7, 1944 in Chiswick, London, was the heart of Robin's Nest. At age 33, he brought Robin Tripp to life, a charming, witty chef who had us laughing with his bold ideas. Do you remember Robin fumbling in the kitchen, trying to please his customers? This role was a perfect follow-up to Man About the House, where Richard won hearts with his warm smile and natural acting. Beyond Robin's Nest, he left his mark in Dick Turpin, 1979 to 1982, riding horseback as a romantic hero. Few know that Richard was a huge jazz fan. During Robin's Nest filming, he'd bring a small record player to the set, playing Louis Armstrong tunes to unwind between scenes. Another tidbit, he once gifted a Chef Robin apron to a young fan at a meet and greet, a keepsake that fans still treasures today. After the spotlight, Richard's life took some turns. He married actress Diana Terry in 1971, but the marriage ended soon after. He has a son, Jamie, from his relationship with model Christine Smart. In later years, Richard's health declined, leading him to live quietly. In 2025, at age 81, he resides in a nursing home in England, where he enjoys sharing stories of his glory days with friends. Have you ever wondered what Robin Tripp would be like today, away from his restaurant kitchen? Share your thoughts below. Tony Britton, born on June 9, 1924 in Birmingham, England, gave us James Nichols, the proud yet hilarious father-in-law in Robin's Nest. At age 53, Tony had us in stitches with his overzealous meddling in Robin and Vicky's lives. Do you recall those moments when Nichols tried to teach Robin how to run a business? Before Robin's Nest, Tony impressed in The Day of the Jackal, 1973, and Sunday Bloody Sunday, 1971, showcasing his refined acting skills. Tony was a book lover, often reading a Charles Dickens novel during breaks on the Robin's Nest set. He was also known for writing handwritten thank you letters to colleagues after each season, a rare habit in showbiz. Tony Britton was honored with the Laurence Olivier Award for his outstanding theatrical career, cementing his place in British arts. In his personal life, he married twice, first to Ruth Hawkins, with whom he had 2 children, and later to Ava Castle, who stayed by his side until his passing and gave him actress Fern Britton. Tony passed away peacefully on December 22, 2019 in London, at age 95. If you love James Nichols, what moment of his would you like to share? Tessa Wyatt, born on April 23, 1948 in Woking, Surrey, is the person who brought the character of Vicky Tripp to the audience, a smart, calm wife who always knows how to balance Robin's heaven and earth ideas. When she joined Robin's Nest in 1977, Tessa was only 29 years old, but quickly won the hearts of the audience thanks to her charm, warm eyes, and natural acting style. Vicky's gentle smiles whenever Robin made a mistake became a familiar and loving image to many British families at that time. In addition to Robin's Nest, Tessa also appeared in the comedy series The Goodies, 1970 to 1982, showing her delicate and charming comedic acting. A little-known detail, she loved roses, used to grow a small garden at home, and often brought fresh flowers to the set to decorate Robin and Vicky's kitchen. In 1978, Tessa also took part in a charity event, teaching children how to bake, inspired by her role in the kitchen of Robin's Nest. In her personal life, Tessa was married to famous DJ Tony Blackburn from 1972 to 1977, having 2 children together before the marriage broke down. She then found peace with film producer Bill Harkness, who has been her constant companion to this day. In 2025, at the age of 77, Tessa lives peacefully in the suburbs of London, surrounded by her children and grandchildren and enjoying a simple life. Derek Seatin, born on October 1, 1943 in Woking, Surrey, made his mark as Constable Brown, the young, enthusiastic but clumsy police officer in Robin's Nest. At 34, Derek brought a distinct charm to the character, making every appearance of Brown a hearty laugh. Remember the scene where he knocked over a tray of cookies during rush hour? Those moments still live on in the memories of fans. In addition to this sitcom, Derek also appeared in The Sweeney, 1975 to 1978, and a number of stage plays, showing considerable potential. An interesting little-known detail, he loved animals, once brought his pet dog to the set, and the dog even made a brief appearance in an episode. He was also a passionate collector of antique watches, with a small collection exhibited in London in 1978. Derek married actress Paula Wilcox in 1970, but the marriage ended early. Tragedy struck when he died suddenly of a cerebral hemorrhage on September 2, 1979 in London, aged just 35. Despite his short career, Derek's humorous and lovable Constable Brown remains a cherished figure. David Kelly, born on July 11, 1929 in Dublin, Ireland, brought life to the character of Albert Riddle, the clumsy but lovable dishwasher in Robin's Nest. At the age of 48, David made the audience unable to take their eyes off Albert's humorous antics, from dropping a stack of plates to his messy kitchen rescues. Do you remember the scene where Albert crashed into the kitchen door and knocked over all the cups? Those moments brought familiar laughter to millions of families. David not only stood out in Robin's Nest but also made his mark in Fawlty Towers, 1975, as a priest and especially as an old man in Waking Ned Devine, 1998, affirming his remarkable ability to transform on screen. A lovely detail, he loves poetry, often writing short poems during breaks and reading them to the crew, bringing warm laughter. During a fan meeting, David personally presented an old lady with a woolly hat, a gift she kept for the rest of her life. In 2005, he was awarded the IFTA Lifetime Achievement Award for his great contribution to the arts. David married actress Laurie Morton in 1961, had 2 children, and lived happily until his death on February 12, 2012 in Dublin, at the age of 82. Honor Blackman, born August 22, 1925 in Plaistow, London, played Marian Nichols in Robin's Nest, a sharp, charming, and confident woman. When she joined the film at the age of 52, Honor brought an attractive and haughty charm to the character of Marian, which made Robin confused many times. Do you remember Marian's cold but inviting eyes when she entered the restaurant? This role was tailored for her, the woman who created the classic Bond girl image with the role of Pussy Galore in Goldfinger, 1964. Not only a silver screen star, Honor also had a unique hobby. She was passionate about vintage cars and once drove a Jaguar E-Type to the set of Robin's Nest, making the whole crew admire. She also maintained the habit of writing a daily diary, and some interesting behind-the-scenes stories were shared in her memoir, providing a closer look at her life behind the spotlight. Honor was married twice, to Bill Sankey, 1948 to 1956, and Maurice Kaufman, 1961 to 1975, had 2 children and lived a rich life both artistically and personally. She died on April 5, 2020 in Lewes, Sussex, aged 94, leaving behind a legacy as an irreplaceable British cultural icon. Judy Low, born March 6, 1947 in Urmston, Lancashire, played Sarah, a charming supporting character in Robin's Nest. Taking on the role at the age of 30, Judy brought a natural elegance and a characteristic gentleness, making Sarah a subtle highlight in the vibrant space of the restaurant. Remember the friendly eyes and gentle smile that Sarah always gave to customers? She was a breath of fresh air amidst the ridiculous situations of Robin and Vicky. In addition to Robin's Nest, Judy also stood out as Janie in Ace of Wands, 1970 to 1972, and Pamela in Casualty, 1988 to 1993, showing her versatile and emotional acting ability. A little-known fact, Judy is a talented pianist. At the wrap party for Robin's Nest, she surprised everyone by sitting down and performing a classical piece. She was also a detective fiction enthusiast, owning a collection of Agatha Christie books that she was very proud of. Judy married actor Richard Beckinsale in 1977 and had a daughter, famous actress Kate Beckinsale. Tragedy struck early when Richard died of a stroke in 1979. After that, Judy found happiness again with director Roy Battersby, marrying in 1997. In 2025, at the age of 78, she lives peacefully in London, enjoying her role as mother and grandmother. Barbara Murray, born September 27, 1929 in London, also played Marian Nichols in Robin's Nest, bringing a different depth to the character, both sharp and tender. At 50, Barbara portrayed Marian with a calm, intelligent, and sometimes mysterious air, creating memorable moments alongside the main characters. Remember Marian's sharp but subtle gaze when talking to Robin? Her presence always brought a sense of gentle authority. Before Robin's Nest, Barbara was prominent in Passport to Pimlico, 1949, and especially in The Power Game, 1965 to 1969, affirming her position in British television. Outside of film, she was also an art lover. During breaks from filming, Barbara often sketched portraits of colleagues. One of her Richard O Sullivan paintings was once displayed in a London cafe. She was also very skilled with her hands, once knitting a Christmas scarf for Tessa Wyatt, demonstrating the close bond between her co-stars. Barbara married actor John Justin in 1952 and had 3 children. Although the marriage ended in regret, she remained strong in spirit. She died on May 20, 2014 in Alicante, Spain, at the age of 84, leaving behind an elegant, profound, and beloved artist. Patsy Rollins, born on January 19, 1931 in Palmer's Green, London, played Edna, a humorous supporting character in Robin's Nest. At the age of 50, Patsy did not need much screen time to make the audience laugh with her charming and approachable acting style. Do you remember the times when Edna casually dropped fatal comments in the kitchen? Even though she was just a supporting character, Edna always made the frame lively and friendly. Patsy was a familiar face in the Carreri On series, 1960 to 1970, and Bless This House, 1971 to 1976, making an impression with her subtle comedic acting and expressive expressions. In addition to films, she was also talented in cooking, often bringing homemade cakes to the set of Robin's Nest. Her gingerbread was a signature dish that the whole crew looked forward to. Another interesting fact, Patsy participated in a radio show in 1979, recounting the memories behind the scenes of Robin's Nest with a warm voice that captivated the audience. Towards the end of her life, Patsy fought breast cancer, but remained optimistic. She passed away on January 22, 2005 in London, at the age of 74. Although she has passed away, the image of Edna, the charming, humorous, and warm-hearted Patsy still lives on in the hearts of her fans. George Leighton, born on March 2, 1943 in Bradford, West Yorkshire, played Vernon Potter, the mischievous and humorous supporting character in Robin's Nest. At 36, George brought a fresh energy to Vernon, always messing up Robin's plans with unpredictable pranks. Remember those times when Vernon caused chaos in the restaurant, making things noisy? Those moments added to the fun of the show. In addition to Robin's Nest, George also featured in Doctor in the House, 1969 to 1970, where he not only acted but also wrote the script, showing his versatile talents. He also appeared in It Ain't Half Hot Mom, 1974 to 1981, cementing his reputation in popular television shows. Fun fact, George was a sports lover, especially football. He once organized a friendly match between the Robin's Nest cast and another team, scoring the winning goal. He is also a short story writer, some of which have been published in pamphlets. George married Vera in 1966 and had 2 children, but the marriage ended in divorce. He later remarried and found new happiness. In 2025, at the age of 82, George continues to work on small projects and enjoys his... Hello everyone. Today, we're taking a trip back to the 70s with the Partridge Family, a TV show that brought music and laughter from 1970 to 1974. The Partridge Family, a mother and 5 children, created timeless songs like I Think I Love You. Even though many years have passed, the Partridge Family is still a fond memory of evenings spent with television and music. Let's take a look back at the cast who brought the show to audiences. Do you remember Keith's singing or Danny's funny lines? David Cassidy, who played Keith Partridge, entered the Partridge Family at the age of 20 as the lead singer of the family band. His voice and good looks made young girls swoon, turning David into a cultural icon. His Billboard hit I Think I Love You topped the charts, catapulting him to new heights. Gold and platinum albums such as Cherish, 1972, and Daydreamer, 1973, and Broadway roles in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat further cemented his career. David performed at Madison Square Garden in 1972 to thousands of adoring fans, marking a teen idol moment in his career. But his life was not all glamour. He was married 3 times, to Kay Lenz, 1977 to 1983, Meryl Tanz, 1984 to 1988, and Sue Schifrin, 1991 to 2016, with the latter of whom he had his famous daughter Katie Cassidy. His battle with alcoholism caused him many hardships, including arrests for drunk driving and severe liver failure. David died at the age of 67 from organ failure in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. His legacy is both glorious and bittersweet, but Keith Partridge's voice lives on. Remember the first time you heard I Think I Love You on the radio? What was that like? Shirley Jones, who played Shirley Partridge, was a talented and loving widow. At 36, she was the ideal mother of the 70s, gentle yet strong. With her sweet singing voice, Shirley led the family band in the Partridge Family, leaving a lasting impression on audiences. Before joining the Partridge Family, Shirley was a famous musical theater star in films such as Oklahoma, 1955, and The Music Man, 1962, and won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for her role in Elmer Gantry, 1960. Fun fact, Shirley turned down the role of Carol Brady in The Brady Bunch because she didn't want to just stay home and cook, and instead chose the role of Shirley Partridge, which allowed her to sing and act. Her life was also full of ups and downs. Shirley married actor Jack Cassidy, father of David Cassidy, and they had 3 sons. However, this passionate marriage ended tragically when Jack died in a fire in 1976. She later found love with comedian Marty Ingalls, 1977 to 2015. At 91, Shirley is still alive and well in Los Angeles, California, becoming a living icon of the golden age of Hollywood. Do you remember the scenes of Shirley singing with her children? What is your favorite song of hers? Danny Bonaduce, who played Danny Partridge, joined the Partridge Family at the age of 11, bringing a mischievous, humorous red-haired boy. With his witty one-liners and jokes, Danny was the comedic heart of the show, especially in his discordant exchanges with Reuben Kincaid. After the show ended, Danny moved on to work as a radio DJ in major cities like Los Angeles and Philadelphia. He also starred in the reality show Breaking Bonaduce, 2005, which chronicled his personal struggles and life behind the spotlight. Danny's life has been challenging, including 3 marriages, to Setsuko Hattori, 1985, quickly divorced, Gretchen Hilmer, 1990 to 2007, and Amy Railsback, 2010, present. He has struggled with drug and alcohol addiction, leading to public scandals, but has also worked to rebuild his career. In 2023, Danny retired from DJing due to health issues, but he remained optimistic. At 66, Danny now lives in Seattle, Washington. Danny and Ruben's confrontations were always memorable moments on the Partridge Family. Can you remember any of Danny's pranks that made you laugh? Dave Madden plays Reuben Kincaid, the Partridge Family's caretaker, who is tough on the outside but full of love and concern for his family members. At 41, Dave makes a humorous and warm Reuben, especially in his sparring with Danny, bringing moments of joy to the audience. Before joining the Partridge Family, Dave was famous on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, 1968 to 1969, and then continued to enjoy success as Lou on Alice, 1978 to 1985. He also voiced characters in Charlotte's Web, 1973, adding to his legacy. Dave's personal life was quite stable. He married Nina Arnold in 1998 and they lived happily together until his death from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, at the age of 82 in Jacksonville, Florida. Despite his grumpy personality, Reuben has a deep love and care for the Partridge Family. Reuben's attempts to maintain discipline among the group often lead to hilarious situations. Can you remember a time when Reuben tried to keep the Partridge Family in check but failed? Which scene made you laugh?
Reuben, do you know who that is singing?
No, never.
Susan Day played Lori Partridge, the smart, beautiful, and independent eldest sister of the Partridge Family. At the age of 17, Susan created a charming Lori, always an ideal role model for young audiences, especially when she played the keyboard and was the peacemaker in the family band. Lori Partridge was not only an important part of the show but also brought values of maturity and responsibility. After the Partridge Family ended, Susan continued to develop her acting career and found success as Grace Van Owen on L.A. Law, 1986 to 1992, for which she won a Golden Globe in 1988. Besides her career, an interesting detail is that Susan had a romantic relationship with David Cassidy in real life, but after the show ended, the two broke up. Susan also chose to keep her distance from the cast reunions, living a private life and staying out of the spotlight. Susan was married twice, to Leonard Hershen, 1976 to 1981, and Bernard Safransky, 1988. Now 73, she lives a quiet life in California, no longer involved in public activities. Fans of Lori Partridge still remember her image of a girl with long hair, 70s style, and strong independence. Do you remember Lori's special moments, from the time she calmed family tensions to the determination of a young woman growing up?
Absolutely extraordinary. You're with a group of strangers that got along really, really well.
And you were just, yeah.
I asked for piano lessons because I thought it would be sort of appropriate, you know?
Yeah.
And they sent me.
Suzanne Craut played Tracy Partridge, the adorable youngest of the Partridge Family, always seen with a tambourine in hand. At the age of 7, little Tracy brought a youthful innocence and enthusiasm that melted the hearts of the audience. Suzanne's natural charm made Tracy a character that we can hardly forget. After the show ended, Suzanne had a few small roles such as Wonder Woman, 1978, and voiced in Goober and the Ghost Chasers, 1973, but then she left Hollywood to live a simple life. She married Robert Tyne, had 2 children, and ran a bookstore in Nevada, finding happiness in family life. Sadly, Suzanne passed away suddenly at the age of 52 in 2015 due to a rare heart arrhythmia in Laughlin, Nevada. Her passing was a great loss to those who loved her and the role of Tracy Partridge. However, the image of Tracy, the adorable youngest member of the Partridge Family, lives on in the hearts of fans. Do you remember the moments when Tracy shook the tambourine with her brothers and sisters in the band? Those images certainly bring back sweet memories of a beautiful and joyful childhood. Jeremy Jelwax first played Chris Partridge, the young drummer of the family band, in the first season of the Partridge Family. At the age of 8, Jeremy brought a mischievous, innocent, and a bit of lovable awkwardness to the character of Chris, making him come alive and relatable. Although he only stayed on the show for one season, the image of the little boy behind the drums left a lasting impression on fans. After the first season, Jeremy left the show and the role of Chris was replaced by Brian Forster. Unlike many other child stars, Jeremy soon withdrew from the spotlight and turned to academia. He attended many prestigious universities, graduating with degrees in business and computer science. Jeremy then built a career in technology and management, working for many large companies in the US and internationally. He is married, has a stable life, and always keeps his personal life private. Today, at 64, Jeremy is healthy, working as a technology consultant, and completely out of Hollywood. Despite his short screen time, do you remember those moments when little Chris sat behind the drums? Does that innocence and naivety make you smile when you remember it? Brian Forster took over the role of Chris Partridge in the second season of The Partridge Family at the age of 11, replacing Jeremy Jelwax. With his blonde hair and bright features, Brian brought a fresh and likable touch to the role of the band's young drummer. Although he didn't have many lines, Brian's presence in the Partridge Family's performances helped keep the show's rhythm going. Throughout the remaining seasons, Brian's Chris became an indispensable part of the singing, joking, and warm family moments. After the Partridge Family ended, Brian left the Hollywood spotlight and turned to a rather unexpected passion, racing. He participated in many sports car races in California, pursuing speed rather than fame. In addition, Brian also attached himself to the community theater scene in Northern California, where he found joy in performing in a close-knit, pressure-free environment. He lived a rather private life, rarely appearing at reunions or in the media. Now 65, Brian lives a quiet life in Northern California, surrounded by his passions for art, sports, and everyday life. Can you remember a moment in Brian's version of Chris that made you smile? Did the transformation from Jeremy to Brian surprise you?
Forster. But you might remember me from when I was a kid playing Chris on the Partridge Family movie that you won't want to miss. You distill.
Ricky Seagull joined the Partridge Family in its final season in 1973, at the age of 4, as Ricky Stevens, the lovable neighborhood boy who performed solo musical numbers. Ricky's appearance was expected to bring a new breeze to the show, which was coming to an end. Despite his young age, Ricky made a strong impression on the audience with his resonant voice and confidence on stage. Ricky's songs such as A Whole Lotta Lovin' and Say Hey Willie were not only broadcast on television but were also recorded as his own album in 1974. After the Partridge Family ended, Ricky continued to pursue his artistic interests. He provided his voice for the Partridge Family 2200 AD, the animated version of the show, and later participated in several local stage plays. However, instead of pursuing Hollywood fame, Ricky chose a quieter path, focusing on his passion for music and acting behind the scenes. Today, at the age of 56, Ricky lives in Los Angeles. He is still involved in music, performing at small events, and regularly interacting with fans via social media, sharing beautiful memories from his time as a child star. Do you remember the innocent songs Ricky used to perform? Is there a song that reminds you of a bygone era? Gordon Jump, April 1st, 1932 to September 22, 2003, played Mr. Albertson, a supporting character who brought gentle laughter to the Partridge Family. At the age of 39 when he joined the show, Gordon did not appear often, but every time he appeared, he made the audience feel close to the daily life of the Partridge Family. With his natural acting and gentle face, he contributed to creating a warm and authentic atmosphere for the show. Although the role of Albertson was not large, every time he appeared, he made the audience smile with simple but charming situations. After the Partridge Family, Gordon Jump made a deeper impression when he played Arthur Carlson, the clumsy but kind boss in the famous television series WKRP in Cincinnati, 1978 to 1982. He was also recognized throughout America as the Maytag repairman in a series of commercials that lasted for many years, becoming a familiar advertising icon of the 80s and 90s. In his personal life, Gordon had a long-term marriage to Anna Inga from 1963 until his death. They had 4 children and lived a private life. Unfortunately, he died at the age of 71 in Los Angeles from pulmonary fibrosis. Although not the main star, Gordon Jump still left an indelible mark through his compassionate and humorous supporting roles. Do you remember Mr. Albertson and any simple moments with the Partridge Family?
We all perspire the same.
Oh, yep, secret really works.
Well, maybe your old dad.
Sorry, it's just for me.
As we wrap things up, stay with the Partridge Family a little longer. These actors have brought laughter, melody, and family lessons that have shaped our memories. Their stories, like old movies, remind us of a time when television was a place of gathering and shared joy. What memories of the Partridge Family make you smile? Share them below, and let's keep the Come On Get Happy tune alive. Have a nostalgic day, until we meet again. Dear friends, let's go back to the 80s with Fame 1982, the Dream TV show and the emotional dance rhythm. For those who are over 50, surely you remember the feeling of watching the talented students at the New York School of the Arts Forum. Today, we will review the career of the Fame actors, from the stage lights to today's life. Do you remember Lydia Grant's quote, "Fame has a price, and this is where you start paying the price, and sweat"? Meet Debbie Allen, Jean Anthony Ray, Laurie Singer, and discover their lives after Fame. Which song do you remember the most? Debbie Allen, the flame of fame, born on January 16, 1950, entered the world of fame at the age of 32 as Lydia Grant, a strict but passionate dance teacher. Do you remember the image of her standing in front of the class, inspiring with each dance move? The famous line, "You want fame? Well, fame costs," has become iconic, echoing in the hearts of many generations. Not only acting, Debbie also choreographed the series, bringing impressive performances. In the 80s, Debbie was a shining star. Before Fame, she was nominated for a Tony for her role in West Side Story 1980. After that, she continued to shine as a director and producer, especially with A Different World, a show full of social meaning. Do you remember those nights watching A Different World, laughing and crying with the characters? Debbie won 3 Emmys and a Golden Globe, proving her timeless talent. In real life, Debbie married NBA star Norm Nixon in 1984, and they had 2 children. Despite the challenges of their busy schedules, their love remained strong. Now, at 75, she still appears on Grey's Anatomy and runs the Debbie Allen Dance Academy. Did you ever dream of learning to dance with Debbie, or did you just admire her tenacious spirit? Share your memories of Lydia Grant.
Saved me as a young child, growing up it was incredible. It was like, because it was the first.
Jean Anthony Ray, the boy who brought us the soul of fame. Jean was only 20 when he played Leroy Johnson, the passionate street dancer. Do you remember Leroy's wild dance moves, each step as if the world was exploding beneath his feet? Those scenes kept us glued to the screen. Jean, like his character, attended the New York School of Performing Arts, but only for a year, and it was rumored that he was kicked out because of his rebellious nature. In Fame, Jean was the heart of the show. He also joined the group The Kids from Fame, touring the UK and receiving thousands of letters from fans. Do you still have their vinyl, or used to hum High Fidelity? Those days, those melodies, are they your beautiful memories? But Jean's life has a sad ballad. he struggled with addiction and complicated relationships, which disrupted his career. Despite this, Gene was always loved for his talent and the fiery spirit he brought to each role. In 2003, Gene passed away at the age of 41, but the memories of Leroy Johnson live on in the hearts of fans. Do you remember the first time you saw Leroy on screen, and what memories do you have of him? Share your thoughts on this passionate man. Laurie Singer plays the gentle cello in Fame. As Julie Miller, she transforms into a sensitive cellist from the Midwest, bringing elegance and depth to the cast of the School of Performing Arts. Remember those scenes where Julie plays the cello in the middle of the schoolyard or in the corner of the classroom, where the music seems to soothe all the tension? Laurie is not only an actress, she is a musical prodigy, having studied at Juilliard and performed with the orchestra from a very young age. After Fame, Laurie shined in Footloose, a movie that many of us watched with friends, engrossed in the music. She also appeared in The Falcon and the Snowman and Shortcuts, affirming her versatile acting ability. An interesting detail that few people know, Laurie often brought a real cello to the set and played impromptu music between scenes to help everyone relax. Laurie is still active in the arts, having narrated the documentary God Knows Where I Am on Netflix. Her role as Julie Miller remains an indelible mark on audiences. Have you ever loved a song that Julie played? Or a scene in a movie that moved you forever? Tell us about it. We are reliving those moments together.
And I got the call for the final audition for Footloose. And actually for the other auditions, now we were in a sound stage. It was a gigantic sound stage. Boss was there and I, read the scenes and did the whole thing, and then he anything like I did. I was really like...
Erica Gimple is the ambitious fire of Fame. When she transformed into Coco Hernandez, she brought the image of a young girl full of ambition, living her dream of art. Do you remember Coco standing on stage, her eyes shining as she sang Fame? That scene seemed to represent many of our youthful dreams. Erica's voice in the song I Still Believe in Me was nominated for an Emmy, and for many viewers, it was the most emotional moment of the series. After Fame, Erica continued to appear in Profiler, Yar, God Friend Me, and many other series. She also participated in the music group The Kids from Fame, bringing her singing to audiences everywhere. Have you ever listened to Star Maker and felt memories flooding back? Although quite private about her personal life, Erica once confided about quiet periods and career pressure, but it was art and music that helped her overcome. Her Coco is a symbol of an unyielding spirit, always believing in herself. At present, Erica is still active in the arts regularly. For many people, the image of Coco and her powerful voice will always be a beautiful and unforgettable memory. Do you remember any moments of Coco that moved you? Please share, so we can relive those beautiful days together. Carlo Imperado, the guy who brought laughter to Fame. When transforming into Danny Amatello, he brought the image of a young, energetic, and optimistic comedian. Do you remember Danny with his witty jokes, always making the class burst into laughter? It was Carlo who breathed sincerity and enthusiasm into that character, making Danny an indispensable part of the hearts of fans. After Fame, Carlo continued to act but was quite secretive, only appearing in a few projects such as Friends or Crazy Love. His personal life was closely linked to Angela Imperado, and despite rumors of problems, they still went hand in hand. Carlo once confided that after the spotlight, he felt forgotten, but never lost his optimism. Occasionally, he still appeared at Fame memorial events, where the audience gave him unwavering love. His role as Danny earned him a Young Artist Award nomination, a testament to the impact he left. Do you remember a scene where Danny performed that made you laugh? Or a line that made you rewind because it was so charming? Share it with us so we can relive those sweet moments together.
I would think so.
Sarei d'accordo con questo stile.
Debbie,
Allora, linea. Damn it!
We just spoke from Naples.
Valerie Lansberg is the gentle and deep heart of fame. When transforming into Doris Finzecker, a shy girl with a rich inner life, Valerie brought a character that made the audience feel like they were looking at their younger self. Doris was not the most outstanding girl in class, but she was the most sincere, and her journey to adulthood was something that touched many people. Do you remember Doris's anxious eyes when she first stood on stage? Or the moment she overcame her fear to sing? After fame, Valerie continued her artistic path, but more quietly. She turned to directing and won a Daytime Emmy, a milestone that proved that her talent was not only in front of the camera. Married to producer James McVeigh, she once shared about the difficulties of balancing a creative career and family life. Although there were times of fatigue, Valerie still maintained the same optimism as her Doris years ago. Valerie lives a private life, rarely appearing in public, but to those who loved fame, she is still the image of a sincere artist. Do you remember a scene that made you feel like Doris was speaking for you? Share it. Maybe you are not the only one who sees yourself in that girl. Albert Haig is the exemplary music teacher in Fame, with a stern yet tolerant gaze. As Benjamin Sharofsky, he brings the image of a dedicated teacher who always believes that classical music is the foundation for nurturing true talent. Do you remember the times when Mr. Sharofsky tapped his pen on the table, asking the whole class to be quiet so that they could listen to each note correctly? Or the times he argued with Bruno about the blend of classical and modern? Each of his words is like a simple but profound philosophy of life. Before coming to television, Albert was a veteran Broadway musician with a career spanning back to the 1950s. He won a Tony Award and composed for plays such as Plain and Fancy and How the Grinch Stole Christmas, with the song You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch becoming a classic. After Fame, he not only continued to compose but also taught music, just like Sharofsky lived on screen. That role was not just a character but his soul to the younger generation. Although Albert is no longer here, the image of the old teacher with a warm heart still lives on in the hearts of the audience. Have you ever wished you had a teacher like Sharofsky in your life? Do you remember any advice from him that made you stop and think? Carol Mayo Jenkins sowed the seeds of knowledge and fame. As Elizabeth Sherwood, she was a literature teacher, gentle but no less profound. Do you remember her calm eyes when her students lost their way? Her lectures were not only about poetry or Shakespeare, but also lessons about compassion, integrity, and maturity. She did not scold, but made her students change by asking questions that made them look at themselves. After leaving Fame, Carol withdrew from the big stage lights to return to the theater, where she started her career. With the same passion, she won an Obie for her role at the Off-Broadway Theater, an achievement admired by her colleagues. Although she lived a rather private life, Carol still participated in community arts programs, passing on her experience to the younger generation. Many students have recalled, in real life, Miss Sherwood still kept her gentle eyes and warm voice as before. At 87, Carol remains as sharp and artistic as ever. Her role as Elizabeth Sherwood, with her gentle yet profound advice, remains a part of the memories of many audiences. Have you ever seen yourself in one of Miss Sherwood's students? And what lessons from her have you remembered?
I left because it was time. I left because I left because as much as I loved doing it, I ran out of, I didn't really have anything more to playing the same character for 5 years.
Lee Carreri, the quiet artist of Fame, brings his musical soul to the role of Bruno Martelli. As an electronic music genius, Bruno is always different. He does not chase the spotlight, but finds himself in the melodies he composes. Do you remember the scene where Bruno sits alone at the keyboard, creating strange and soulful music? Sometimes you will think it is no longer acting. Lee and Bruno seem to be one. After Fame, Lee did not continue his acting career but returned to his pure passion, composing. He wrote music for many TV shows and international artists and was nominated for a Grammy. He once shared that the success of Fame helped him understand that music does not need a big stage, it just needs to be honest. Lee lives a private life with his wife, Shirley, in a small house filled with sound in California. Although he does not appear much anymore, he still creates every day, sometimes teaching at music workshops. At 64, Lee Carreri remains a true innovator, and his complex, yearning to be heard Bruno remains a lasting memory. What Bruno song makes you stop and listen? Share it, so the old sounds can resonate once more. Cynthia Gibbs' sweet smile lit up Fame every time she appeared as Holly Laird, a young dancer full of enthusiasm. Holly was not the type of character who was noisy, but her presence was like a cool breeze amidst the conflicts and efforts in the art school. Do you remember Holly's sparkling eyes when she performed on stage, or the way she always encouraged her friends to overcome difficulties? After Fame, Cynthia continued to affirm her acting talent with a series of roles on television and film, even being nominated for a Golden Globe. But life is not just the spotlight. Cynthia experienced marital turmoil, divorced Scott Kramer, and became a single mother of 3 children. However, she still maintained an optimistic spirit and continued to work in the entertainment industry as a teacher and young theater director. Now in her 60s, Cynthia still retains the charm that made viewers love her from the beginning. Holly is a symbol of youth, courage, and faith in art. Do you remember a dance, line, or moment of Holly that made you smile and think, youth is beautiful? As we wrap up this journey, it feels like flipping through a family album, doesn't it? Fame is more than just a show, it's a part of our youth, where we dream and believe in art. From Debbie Allen to Jean Anthony Ray, each cast member has left an indelible mark. Which story touched you the most? Perhaps a dance by Leroy, or a cello melody by Julie. Share your memories, and pay tribute to the stars who made Fame forever in our hearts. Hello everyone. Today, we will return to the small town of Mayberry in the Andy Griffith Show. From 1960 to 1968, the show brought gentle laughter and profound lessons from the simple life in the countryside. For many people, especially audiences in the 60s, 70s, or 80s, Mayberry was always a warm place where just a whistle or a smile was enough to make everything better. Let's meet the cast who made this legend from then until now and relive the unforgettable, beautiful memories. First, let's talk about Anetta Corsant, who played Helen Crump, the sweet and charming teacher who captured the heart of Sheriff Andy Taylor. In 1964, at the age of 30, Anetta entered the world of Mayberry and quickly became an indispensable part. With her warm smile and caring nature, Helen was the perfect model for Andy's ideal partner. Whether she was tutoring Opie or quietly chatting with Andy on the porch, her charm always shone through. Born in Hutchinson, Kansas, Anetta had some notable roles before she came to the Andy Griffith Show. Horror fans will remember her as Jane opposite Steve McQueen in 1958's The Blob. She later made her mark as Judge Cynthia Justin in Matlock, where she reunited with Andy Griffith, this time in an emotional courtroom. Off-screen, Anetta was a humble person, always letting her characters tell their own stories. Sadly, she passed away at the age of 62 after a long battle with cancer. Although she is gone, the image of gentle teacher Helen Crump lives on in the hearts of her fans. Do you remember Helen and Andy's first date at the prom? Now, let's give a round of applause to Don Knotts, who brought the colorful and memorable character of Barney Fife. At 36, Don transformed into the anxious, service-minded but passionate police officer of the town of Mayberry. Barney's comic relief, such as keeping a single bullet in his pocket or attempting to perfect his anus during meetings, always made him more endearing and endearing. Born in Morgantown, West Virginia, Don Knotts was a natural talent in comedy. After the Andy Griffith Show, he continued to make his mark as Ralph Furley on the popular sitcom Three's Company and in comedies like The Ghost and Mr. Chicken 1966. Just hearing his signature running laugh, people immediately thought of our Barney Fife. Having won 5 Emmy Awards for his role as Barney is an undeniable testament to his acting talent. Sorry, Don passed away at the age of 81 from pneumonia and lung cancer. However, his legacy lives on in Barney Fife's funny clothes and his healing moments. Do you remember any stories that made you laugh because of Barney?
Are there, is that? You don't want to be Barney.
At a luncheon giving a speech, and he was that nervous.
Next, let's move on to Howard McNeer, who brought the character of Floyd Lawson, the talkative but lovable barber of Mayberry. At 56, Howard has turned his small barbershop into a community center where people stop by not only for a haircut, but also to chat and laugh. Don't Floyd's repetitive phrases and slow-paced narration make Mayberry feel warm and alive? Born in Los Angeles, California, Howard McNeer is an experienced actor who has appeared in popular television series such as The Twilight Zone and provided voiceover for the AT&T educational cartoon Mr. Digit and The Battle of Bubbling Brook. However, his life has not been without its challenges. In 1963, a stroke left him partially paralyzed. But instead of stopping, Howard returned to the Andy Griffith Show, playing Floyd in a seated position, a testament to his strength and love for the character and the show. Howard passed away at the age of 63 from complications from pneumonia, but his resilient spirit and charming performance will live on in the hearts of his fans. Do you remember the conversations Andy and Floyd had in that little barber shop? Is there a story that makes you smile every time you think about it?
17.
He's more than 17, but he's still very young, maybe 20.
Oh, and how could we forget Frances Bavier, Mayberry's beloved Aunt Bee? At 57, Frances was the heart of the Taylor household. Her delicious pies, loving advice, and gentle care kept Andy and Opie together, creating a warm and loving home. Born in New York City, Frances had a prolific acting career before joining the Andy Griffith Show, appearing in the television series It's a Great Life from 1954 to 1956. But it was Aunt Bee who really made a lasting impression on audiences, earning her a prestigious Emmy in 1967, a well-deserved award for her heartfelt and emotional performance. Aunt Bee not only cooks well, but also worries about and takes care of her 2 boys. Her scenes of her eagerness or gentleness, loving scolding always warmed viewers' hearts. After the show ended, Frances stepped away from the spotlight and lived out her final years in a quiet life in Siler City, North Carolina, a veritable Mayberry in the middle of the world. She passed away just 8 days before her 87th birthday, leaving a void in the hearts of her fans. But Aunt Bee lives on like a warm embrace from the past. Do you remember any Aunt Bee dishes or moments that make you want to go back in time?
Not to me, it wasn't.
They're Aunt Bee Taylor and Miss Clara Edwards.
Well, that was nice of him.
Aunt Bee's...
Meet George Lindsay, who brought life to the goofy but lovable goober pile of Mayberry. At 35, George appeared in a mechanic's suit and a warm smile, bringing the image of a simple but energetic mechanic. Who can forget the quirky goober dance or the times he imitated Cary Grant in a disastrous but strangely adorable way? Born in Jasper, Alabama, George Lindsay not only found success on the Andy Griffith Show but also continued to make his mark in popular comedy shows such as Hee Haw, Gunsmoke, and many other TV series. Despite his goofy goober on screen, George was intelligent, thoughtful, and especially compassionate in real life. What few people know is that George was an enthusiastic supporter of the Special Olympics. Throughout the 1980s, he regularly hosted fundraising events and inspired athletes with disabilities, a gesture that showed his kindness as brightly as his on-screen humor. George Lindsay died at the age of 83 from heart failure, but Goober Pyle's laughter and innocence still resonate in every scene. Do you remember Goober's silly antics at Wally's garage? What scene always makes you laugh every time you watch it?
This is T. Graham. You're on the radio, live on the radio. What you doing?
And now, let's meet Mayberry's unsung hero Andy Griffith, who played Sheriff Andy Taylor at the age of 34. With his soft Southern accent and intellectual calm, Andy became the soul of this small town. As a model father, loyal friend, and wise leader, Andy Taylor was a model of kindness and wisdom. Born in Mount Airy, North Carolina, the place where Mayberry was born, Andy Griffith was already famous before coming to this series. His role in A Face in the Crowd in 1957 showed that he could transform from complex to relatable characters. After the Andy Griffith Show, he continued to conquer audiences as talented lawyer Ben Matlock in the Matlock series in the 80s and 90s. Few people know that Andy is also a talented gospel singer. His 1996 album I Love to Tell the Story was not only a commercial success but also touched the hearts of listeners with his faith and love of life. He was a multi-talented artist, but always simple and approachable. Andy Griffith passed away at the age of 86, leaving a big void in the hearts of his fans. However, his image as Andy Taylor lives on as a gentle reminder of a time when kindness and decency were the most valuable things. Is there a lesson from Andy Taylor that you always remember in life?
I'm Andy Griffith. A few weeks ago, I got together with some of my old...
So important to keep the characters honest.
Next, let's welcome Ron Howard, the beloved O.P. Taylor of Mayberry. At just 6 years old, Ron touched millions of viewers with the image of an innocent, curious son who always wanted to learn from his wonderful father. Don't the moments when O.P. asked silly questions or learned the first lessons from Andy always make us smile with emotion? Born in Duncan, Oklahoma, Ron Howard was not just the image of little O.P. He grew up, stepped out of the shadow of his childhood, and became one of the greatest filmmakers in Hollywood. As the director of classic films such as Apollo 13, A Beautiful Mind, Cocoon, The Da Vinci Code, and many other works, Ron left his mark with a profound and humane storytelling style. At the age of 71, Ron is still working hard in cinema, proving that his love for art has never faded. He also often mentioned the Andy Griffith Show as a sacred part of his childhood and career journey. Do you remember the times O.P. went fishing with his father sitting by the lake with a fishing rod and an innocent heart? Those moments were both simple and meaningful. Was there any scene with O.P. that made you speechless with emotion? Those childhood lessons still resonate today. Jack Dodson brought to Mayberry an unforgettable character, Howard Sprague, the shy but lovable administrative officer. At 32, Jack perfectly transformed into a somewhat awkward man, often controlled by his mother, but always trying to assert himself with his own unique charm. Howard's awkwardness but sincerity made it impossible not to love the audience. Whether he was trying to act cool, learning to live free, or on awkward and stressful dates, Howard always made us laugh, both humorous and endearingly pitiful. Born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Jack Dodson is a talented actor, having studied at the American Theater Wing and having a solid background in theater. After the Andy Griffith Show, he continued the role of Howard in the sequel Mayberry RFD, and also appeared in other popular shows such as All in the Family and Barney Miller. Sadly, Jack Dodson passed away at the age of 63 due to heart failure, leaving behind a precious legacy in the hearts of his fans. Although he has passed away, the image of Howard Sprague lives on with his shy smile and cute shy look. Do you still remember the times when Howard fumbled in love, tried to impress but ended up failing in a very cute way? Which scene of Howard makes you laugh out loud every time you watch it?
As a matter of fact, he has the only sheriff's office in the whole state with an unlimited... Congratulations, Howard. Was I all right?
Hal Smith brought to Mayberry a very special character, Otis Campbell, the lovable, yet no less lovable drunk. At 44, Hal perfectly transformed into Otis, who often invited himself to jail when he drank too much, but with the warmth and sincerity in every action, Otis was not only a funny character but also a sympathetic one for viewers. Born in Petoskey, Michigan, Hal Smith not only stood out as Otis on The Andy Griffith Show, but he also had an impressive voice acting career, especially as Winnie the Pooh in Disney animated films. This further enriched his artistic legacy, as Hal brought Pooh a characteristic innocence and warmth that made generations of audiences love him. Hal Smith passed away at the age of 77 due to a heart attack, but his legacy as both Otis and Winnie the Pooh lives on in the hearts of fans. The image of Otis the harmless drunk but always having silly and cute moments still makes us smile every time we remember it. Which Otis scene still makes you laugh? Is it when he is locked in jail and frees himself by tapping a cop on the shoulder?
I don't have the key, Otis.
I found it. And another show called Fandango from here.
Yeah, that's on just...
Citizens of Variety!
Hope Summers, who plays Mrs. Clara Edwards, a talkative but kind-hearted resident of Mayberry, is an integral part of this small, loving world. At 58, Hope brings a special charm to Clara, the nosy neighbor who often butts in other people's business, but always with good intentions and a kind heart. Clara is the embodiment of the type of character we've all come across, who is always present at every town event, giving input, sometimes a little annoying, but making the community come alive. Whether it's baking competitions, organizing festivals, or just gossiping hilariously, Clara always makes an impact in every episode. Born in Mattoon, Illinois, Hope Summers is not only famous for her role on The Andy Griffith Show, but is also remembered by many as the familiar voice of Mrs. Butterworth in the famous syrup commercials, a warm memory of old family mornings. Hope died at the age of 77, but her contributions to film and television are still as valuable as ever. Clara Edwards' piercing eyes, signature frown, and over-the-top enthusiasm are still vividly etched in the memories of fans. Do you remember any scenes of Clara that made you laugh and endear yourself to Mayberry's endearing eccentricity? Maybe it was her argument about pickles, or her endless speech at the women's club.
He's more than 17, but he's still very young, maybe 25 or so.
As we wrap things up, stay a little longer in Mayberry. These actors gave us laughter, tears, and life-shaping lessons. Their stories, like old photos, remind us of a time when television was a communal ritual, a cozy refuge. What's your favorite memory of The Andy Griffith Show? Share it below, and let's keep Mayberry alive in our hearts. Until we meet again, we'll be humming the theme tune. Ever miss the Big Bang Theory's cozy laughs? Let's reunite with Sheldon, Leonard, Penny, and the gang over a decade since they first lit up our screens. Like I Love Lucy or Friends in the 60s to 90s, this show felt like family. Join us to explore where the cast is now, triumphs, challenges, and all, paired with their birth details. For 12 years, The Big Bang Theory was our weekly joy, like MASH * or Cheers. When it ended in 2019, the cast's real adventures began. Who was your favorite? Penny, share a memory below. Let's dive into their stories, then and now. Let's begin with Kaylee Cuoco, our radiant Penny, the neighbor who brightened Pasadena with her smile. In 2007, when The Big Bang Theory premiered, Kaylee was no stranger to TV, having charmed us as Bridget in 8 Simple Rules. Doesn't her bubbly energy remind you of Goldie Hawn and Laugh-In? When the show ended, Kaylee faced a choice: fade into sitcom history or forge a new legacy. Like Mary Tyler Moore post The Dick Van Dyke Show, she chose courage. Kaylee launched Norman Productions and dove into bold projects. Her role as Cassie Bowden in The Flight Attendant, 2020, was a departure from Penny, a complex, troubled character reminiscent of L.A. Law's dramatic leads. Her Emmy and Golden Globe nominations proved her depth. Did you see Kaylee in this role? How did it compare to Penny for you? Share below. She also voiced Harley Quinn in a 2019 animated series, echoing Batman, the animated series' 90s vibe, and starred in Meet Cute, 2022, and a 2023 true crime comedy. Now, she's set to play Doris Day in a biographical series, a role that feels like a nod to Calamity Jane. Kaylee studied Doris's films at the Paley Center, immersing herself in classics to capture that golden era magic, a true tribute to Hollywood's past. Kaylee's path wasn't always smooth. She feared never topping The Big Bang Theory's success, a sentiment shared by stars like Lucille Ball after I Love Lucy. Behind the scenes, she navigated cast pay cuts in 2017 and the shock of Jim Parsons' 2018 exit, which ended the show. She disagreed with Penny's surprise pregnancy in the finale, feeling it strayed from her arc. Do you recall that ending? Did it feel right for Penny? Let's hear your thoughts.
The movie you just did.
Ended in Germany. I shot it in Germany. It landed in Germany, and then we found it a week later. It was wild. Also, we shot in Berlin, and they don't have Taco Bell in all of Germany. All they kept thinking was this girl keeps asking for taco.
Next, we have Jim Parsons, our unforgettable Sheldon Cooper, whose quirks rivaled Robin Williams in Mork and Mindy. Jim's 4 Emmys and Golden Globes cemented his place in TV history. Earning $1 million per episode, he was a titan, like Seinfeld's cast in the 90s. Yet, in 2018, he declined a $50 million deal to continue, choosing to explore new horizons, much like James Garner leaving The Rockford Files. Jim remained tied to young Sheldon as producer and narrator until 2024, similar to Ron Howard's Arrested Development role. He starred in Hollywood 2020 as a ruthless agent, evoking Robert Duvall's intensity, and moved us in Spoiler Alert 2022. In 2024, he played the stage manager in Broadway's Our Town, a role that recalls the theater magic of Radio City Music Hall. Unique detail, inspired by Broadway, Jim began mentoring young actors in 2024, sharing tales of his early struggles, a gesture worthy of Frank Capra's Heroes. Through That's Wonderful Productions, Jim champions diverse stories, like Norman Lear with All in the Family. Married to Todd Spiewak since 2017, he lives grounded in creativity. Will we see Sheldon again, or do you love Jim's new roles? Share a Sheldon moment that still makes you smile.
Welcome back. Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy that you're...
Realized it had anything to do with weather, and I'm not sure it does. Media window and saw the shade happening or whatever, but I did get into know if it actually happened.
I was afraid I was going to turn into...
Simon Helberg embodied Howard Wolowitz, the Big Bang Theory's bold engineer with astronaut dreams and a retro flair, reminiscent of a young Tom Hanks in Big. His tight pants and vibrant belt buckles became iconic. Since the show's 2019 finale, Simon has transcended his sitcom roots, embracing roles as dynamic as Hollywood's golden age stars. Post-Big Bang, Simon's career flourished. In Annette, 2021, he portrayed a soulful pianist, becoming a French citizen to support the film's vision, a move evoking Cinema Paradiso's passion. His Golden Globe-nominated performance in Florence Foster Jenkins, 2016, and a poker face guest role highlighted his versatility, blending humor and depth. Off-screen, Simon's life is grounded. Married to Jocelyn Town since 2007, he's a dedicated father of 2, mirroring Paul Newman's family values. Open about his OCD and anxiety, he advocates for mental health. Surprisingly, Kevin Sussman was initially cast as Howard but stepped away, handing Simon his life-changing role. Born December 9, 1980, in Los Angeles, Simon Helberg's path from quirky Howard to multifaceted star inspires, proving life's best roles often come unexpectedly.
Let me hear that, because you even look like Nick Cage.
Nick Cage, you know, it's a pleasure to be here, Larry. Actually made of alpaca fur. You know, they go great rare, but, you know.
Johnny Galecki, beloved as the shy, endearing Leonard Hofstadter in The Big Bang Theory, won hearts with a charm reminiscent of Michael J. Fox in Family Ties. His nerdy physicist, navigating love and friendship, became a sitcom staple. Since the show's 2019 finale, Johnny has embraced a quieter, more grounded life, stepping away from the Hollywood spotlight while still leaving his mark on the industry. Post-Big Bang, Johnny returned to his roots, reprising David Healy in The Conners, a role that echoed his early days on Roseanne. He also co-created A-OK, a nostalgic 90s set sitcom, showcasing his passion for storytelling. Settled in Nashville with his wife, Morgan, and their children, Johnny's life mirrors the wholesome simplicity of the Waltons. Despite a 2011 diagnosis of Bell's palsy, he persevered, maintaining his career with resilience. In 2018, his vocal support for gun control stirred debate, drawing parallels to Jane Fonda's bold activism as he used his platform to advocate for change. From Leonard's awkward romance with Penny to his real-life triumphs, Johnny's journey reflects heart and determination. Born April 30th, 1975, in Brie, Belgium, Johnny Galecki's shift from sitcom star to family man and creator inspires, blending nostalgia with purpose. Kunal Nair, cherished as the lovable Raj Kuthrapalli in The Big Bang Theory, evolved from a shy astrophysicist to a dynamic performer, mirroring John Travolta's breakout energy in Saturday Night Fever. Raj's selective mutism and heartfelt journey endeared him to fans. Since the show's 2019 end, Kunal has embraced bold, diverse roles, showcasing his range beyond sitcom comedy. After Big Bang, Kunal's career took a thrilling turn. His chilling performance in Criminal UK, 2020, earned a BAFTA nomination, proving his dramatic depth. He starred in Suspicion, 2022, a tense thriller, and in 2024, joined the Night Court revival, bringing his signature charm. Kunal's upcoming role as Scrooge in Christmas Karma, a Bollywood musical, promises to dazzle. His voice work in the Trolls franchise echoes the heartwarming spirit of The Lion King. Off-screen, Kunal's 2015 memoir, Yes, My Accent is Real, offers an intimate look at his life, blending humor and vulnerability. Married to Neha Kapoor since 2011, he lives with quiet confidence. Born April 30th, 1981, in London, England, Kunal Nair's transformation from Raj to multifaceted star inspires. Raj's breakthrough in speaking to women was a triumphant moment, pure joy for fans. Melissa Rauch, adored as Bernadette Rostenkowski-Wolowitz in The Big Bang Theory, brought a fiery, high-pitched charm to the microbiologist, echoing Roseanne Barr's bold comedic roots. A stand-up comic before the show, her sharp wit made Bernadette unforgettable. Since the 2019 finale, Melissa has carved a vibrant path, blending acting, producing, and advocacy with the grit of a Hollywood pioneer. After Big Bang, Melissa's versatility shone. She fought for and starred in The Bronze, 2015, showing determination like Sally Field and Norma Ray. In 2017, she voiced Harley Quinn in Batman and Harley Quinn, adding her unique spark. By 2023, she led the Night Court revival as Judge Abby Stone, cementing her star power. Married to Winston Beigel since 2007, they have 2 children and run January Productions, crafting meaningful projects. Her work with Oscar's Kids, a pediatric cancer charity, mirrors Audrey Hepburn's compassion. Which classic TV Spitfire does Bernadette remind you of, Lucy Ricardo or Roseanne Connor? Share your thoughts. Born June 23, 1980, in Marlborough, New Jersey, Melissa Rauch's rise from sitcom star to multifaceted talent inspires. Her fierce, funny spirit keeps Bernadette's legacy alive. Mayim Bialik, beloved as Amy Farrah Fowler in The Big Bang Theory, infused the quirky neurobiologist with charm, echoing her vibrant teen role as Blossom Russo, famed for funky hats. A child star turned scholar, she earned a PhD in neuroscience before Big Bang, where Amy's awkward brilliance garnered 4 Emmy nods. Since the 2019 finale, Mayim has thrived in diverse roles, blending acting, directing, and advocacy with a curiosity akin to Carl Sagan. After Big Bang, she starred in Call Me Kat, 2021 to 2023, debuted as a director with As They Made Us, 2022, and co-hosted Jeopardy! 2021 to 2023, winning fans with her wit. Her science books, like Girling Up and Mayim's Vegan Table, inspire STEM and wellness, while her Breakdown podcast tackles mental health. Despite a controversial 2017 op-ed on Hollywood culture, her STEM advocacy shines, uplifting young minds. Which Amy Quirk, her harp-playing or blunt humor, still sparks joy? Share below. Born December 12, 1975, in San Diego, California, Mayim Bialik's path from sitcom star to scientist and storyteller embodies resilience, keeping Amy's nerdy spirit vibrant. Kevin Sussman, cherished as Stuart Bloom in The Big Bang Theory, brought heart to the comic book store owner, a role that mirrored his own pre-fame job at a New York comic shop, a story as nostalgic as the Wonder Years. Stuart's shy, artistic soul endeared him to fans. Since the show's 2019 end, Kevin has showcased his talent in acclaimed dramas, proving his range beyond sitcom comedy. Post-Big Bang, Kevin shone in Better Call Saul, 2020 to 2022, delivering nuanced performances, and played a key role in The Dropout, 2022, earning praise akin to Ed Asner's dramatic turn in Lou Grant. His writing collaborations with Big Bang co-star John Ross Bowie on projects like Speechless highlight his creative depth. During the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike, Kevin's vocal support for fair wages echoed the labor battles of the 1980s writers' strikes, reflecting his commitment to the industry. Married to Addie Hall since 2023, he balances artistry with a grounded personal life. Which Stuart moment, his awkward charm or rare victories, captured your heart? Share a favorite comic book store memory below. Born December 4, 1970, in Staten Island, New York, Kevin Sussman's journey from comic shop clerk to versatile actor inspires, keeping Stuart's underdog spirit alive. Friends, what a joy to revisit these stars, born between 1970 and 1986, who brought The Big Bang Theory to life. Their journeys echo Hollywood's golden age, when TV united us. From Kaylee's Doris Day role to Jim's Broadway mentorship, they carry that classic spirit. What's your favorite Big Bang memory? Leave a comment, share this with a friend, and subscribe for more heartwarming tales. Thank you for joining me. Let's keep those TV nights alive.
Hello? Can you believe Hawaii 5-0 will turn 56 in just a few days? Are you ready to discover what the cast looked like then and now? Leave number 1 in the comments if you love this video. Let's go! Cam Fong, born on May 27, 1918, in Kalihi, Hawaiian Territory, USA, brought the character Chin Ho Kelly to life in the iconic TV series Hawaii 5-0 when he was 50 years old in 1968. His portrayal of the determined detective resonated with audiences worldwide. Sadly, in 2002, at the age of 84, Cam Fong passed away, leaving a void in the hearts of fans and colleagues alike. His contributions to the show and the entertainment industry continue to be cherished and remembered fondly. Richard Danning, born on March 27, 1914, in Poughkeepsie, New York, USA, portrayed the character Governor Paul Jameson in the iconic TV series Hawaii 5-0 when he was 54 years old in 1968. His portrayal of the authoritative and often enigmatic governor added depth to the show's storyline. Beyond his role in Hawaii Five-0, Danning's career encompassed a variety of film and television projects, showcasing his versatility as an actor. Unfortunately, in 1998, at the age of 84, Richard Danning passed away, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances and contributions to the entertainment industry. Harry Endo, born on July 20, 1922 in Colorado, USA, portrayed the character Chaefong in the renowned TV series Hawaii Five-0 when he was 47 years old in 1969. Endo's portrayal of the meticulous and skilled forensic scientist added depth to the show's crime-solving narratives. His character became an integral part of the series, known for his expertise and attention to detail in solving cases. Beyond his role in Hawaii Five-0, Endo had a diverse acting career, appearing in various film and television projects. Sadly, in 2009, at the age of 86, Harry Endo passed away, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances and contributions to the entertainment industry. Al Harrington, born on December 12, 1935 in Pago Pago, American Samoa, portrayed Ben Kokua in the iconic TV series Hawaii Five-0 when he was 34 in 1969. Harrington's portrayal of Ben Kokua, a trusted member of the Five-0 team, brought depth and authenticity to the show's depiction of Hawaiian culture and law enforcement. Beyond his role on Hawaii Five-0, Harrington had a prolific career in film and television, showcasing his versatility as an actor. In 2021, at the age of 85, Al Harrington passed away, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances and contributions to the entertainment industry. His work continues to be celebrated by fans of the beloved series and beyond. James MacArthur, born on December 8, 1937 in Los Angeles, California, portrayed the iconic character Danny Dano Williams in the TV series Hawaii Five-0 when he was 31 years old in 1968. MacArthur's portrayal of Dano, the trusted second-in-command to Steve McGurrett, added depth and charisma to the show's dynamic. His on-screen chemistry with co-stars and memorable catchphrase, "Book 'em, Dano," became synonymous with the series. Beyond Hawaii Five-0, MacArthur had a diverse acting career spanning film, television, and theatre. In 2010, at the age of 72, James MacArthur passed away, leaving behind a lasting legacy in the entertainment industry. If you like this TV series, leave a number 1 before watching the entire video. Mo Keel, born on December 3, 1939 in Niihau, Hawaii, USA, brought the character truck Kealoha to life in the iconic TV series Hawaii Five-0 when he was 32 years old in 1971. His portrayal of Truck, a trusted member of the Five-0 team, added depth to the show's ensemble cast. Beyond acting, Keel was also a talented musician known for his mastery of the ukulele and traditional Hawaiian music. In 2002, at the age of 62, Mo Keel passed away, leaving behind a legacy of cultural contributions and memorable performances in Hawaii Five-0. Born on November 5, 1935 in Hilo, Hawaii, Danny Kamakona brought depth to the character Nick in the iconic TV series Hawaii Five-0 when he was 33 years old in 1968. Nick, a recurring character, added intrigue to the show's storyline with his involvement in various criminal activities. Beyond his role in Hawaii Five-0, Kamakona was a versatile actor known for his portrayals of diverse characters in film and television. Sadly, in 1996, at the age of 60, Danny Kamakona passed away, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances that contributed to the cultural tapestry of Hawaii and beyond. Jack Lord, born on December 30th, 1920 in Brooklyn, New York, USA, epitomized the iconic character Detective Steve McGarrett in the groundbreaking TV series Hawaii Five-0 when he was 48 in 1968. As McGarrett, he led the elite state police force in Hawaii, tackling complex cases with unwavering determination. Beyond his role as an actor, Lord also directed several episodes of the series, showcasing his multifaceted talents. His portrayal of McGarrett left an indelible mark on television history, earning him widespread acclaim and recognition. Sadly, in 1998, at the age of 77, Jack Lord passed away, leaving behind a legacy that continues to resonate with audiences worldwide, making him forever synonymous with the spirit of Hawaii Five-0. Mackie Parker, born on May 2, 1927 in Nashua, New Hampshire, USA, portrayed the character May, serving as Steve McGarrett's efficient and reliable secretary in the iconic TV series Hawaii Five-0 when she was 41 in 1968. As May, she provided invaluable support to McGarrett and the team, contributing to the success of their investigations with her organizational skills and dedication. Beyond her role as McGarrett's secretary, Parker's presence added depth to the dynamic ensemble cast of the series, enriching the storytelling and enhancing the viewer experience. While her portrayal of May left a lasting impression on audiences, Parker herself continues to enjoy a fulfilling life, now at the age of 96, reflecting fondly on her time as part of the legendary Hawaii Five-0 legacy. Key D, born on August 25, 1910 in Spring Lake, New Jersey, USA, portrayed the formidable villain Wo Fat in the iconic TV series Hawaii Five-0 when he was 58 in 1968. As Wo Fat, Deer brought an aura of menace and cunning to the screen, serving as a recurring nemesis to Detective Steve McGarrett and the Five-0 team. His portrayal of the cunning and enigmatic Wo Fat added depth and intrigue to the series, keeping viewers captivated with his cat and mouse games with McGarrett. Beyond his role as Wo Fat, Dee's talent and presence contributed significantly to the show's success and enduring legacy. Although he left us in 1991 at the age of 81, his portrayal of Wo Fat remains etched in the memories of fans, a testament to his remarkable contribution to Hawaii Five-0. Stretch out and leave a 0 in the comments if we disappoint you in this video. Gilbert Lanny Cowhey, known as Zulu, was born on October 17, 1937, in Hilo, Hawaii, USA. He portrayed Kono Kalakaua in Hawaii 5-0 at 31 in 1968. Kono was a pivotal member of the 5-0 team, known for his strength and loyalty. Zulu's portrayal endeared him to fans, contributing to the show's success. Beyond acting, Zulu was a respected cultural figure in Hawaii. His passing in 2004 at 66 deeply saddened fans worldwide, but his legacy lives on through his memorable role in the iconic TV series. Herman Vedemeyer, born in Hilo, Hawaii on May 20th, 1924, portrayed Duke Lukela, a beloved character in Hawaii 5-0 at the age of 44 in 1968. Duke Lukela was a trusted ally to the 5-0 team, often providing valuable assistance in their investigations. Wedemeyer's portrayal brought depth and authenticity to the character, contributing to the show's popularity. His passing in 1999 at the age of 74 left fans mourning the loss of a talented actor and beloved character. However, his legacy lives on through his memorable contributions to the iconic TV series. Peggy Ryan, born on August 28, 1924 in Long Beach, California, portrayed Jenny Sherman in a TV series when she was 44 in 1968. Although not part of Hawaii 5-0, her career spanned various film and television roles, including appearances in musicals and comedies. Despite her versatile talents, she remains best remembered for her energetic performances in the entertainment industry. Her passing in 2004 at the age of 80 left a void in the hearts of those who appreciated her contributions to Hollywood's golden era. Who's your favourite character from the TV series Hawaii 5-0? Share your thoughts on the deceased actors by leaving comments in this video. Don't forget to leave number 1 if you love this video. Thank you, and see you again.
The Sound of Music, 1965, remains one of the most beloved musicals of all time, captivating audiences with its emotional story, timeless songs, and talented cast. Nearly 6 decades after its release, the film still holds a special place in the hearts of fans around the world. However, over time, many of the actors who helped bring the Von Trapp family story to life have passed away. In this article, we look back at their journeys, honor their great contributions, and remember them through this video. Dwayne Chase took on the role of Kurt Von Trapp when he was only 14 years old, bringing the image of an innocent, mischievous, but also extremely lovable boy. Kurt is the 3rd child in the Von Trapp family, always full of energy and closely connected with his siblings. The special affection he has for Maria and the funny moments have helped this character become an unforgettable part of The Sound of Music. One of Kurt's most impressive scenes is when he and his siblings perform the song So Long, Farewell at a family party. With his clear voice and innocence, the boy conquered the audience with his cuteness and vibrant spirit. Despite making an impression with this classic film, Dwayne Chase did not continue to pursue an acting career. Instead, he chose to enter the field of science, becoming a geologist and participating in many environmental research projects. His life behind the spotlight is simpler but more meaningful. At the age of 74, Dwayne Chase enjoys peaceful days with his family, living a simple but fulfilling life. Although he is no longer on screen, the memory of the young Kurt Von Trapp will always live on in the hearts of those who love the film. Heather Menzies played Louisa Von Trapp at the age of 15 in the classic film The Sound of Music. Louisa is the second daughter of the Von Trapp family, a smart, active, and adventurous girl. She often comes up with mischief with her siblings, bringing a joyful atmosphere to the family. When Maria arrives, Louisa quickly takes a liking to her tutor and is gradually drawn into the world of music, discovering the joy of singing with the whole family under Maria's guidance. After the success of the film, Heather continued to pursue an acting career, making her mark in many television and film series, most notably her role in the series Logan's Run. In 1975, she married actor Robert Urich, and they have 3 children. The couple is known not only for their acting career, but also for their great contributions to charity. After Robert died of cancer in 2002, Heather continued her volunteer work, helping cancer patients and their families. Her life ended on December 24, 2017, when she passed away at the age of 68 due to complications from brain cancer. Although she passed away, she still left a deep impression on the audience and those she helped. Debbie Turner, when she played Marta Von Trapp in The Sound of Music, was just an innocent and lovely 8-year-old girl. The character Marta, the 4th child in the Von Trapp family, stood out with her gentleness and innocent nature, bringing many joyful moments to the film. Marta quickly fell in love with Maria and became attached to her, showing the warm affection of a child for a new teacher. After leaving the spotlight, Debbie Turner did not continue to pursue an acting career, but turned to a completely different path. Now, at the age of 67, she is a talented designer, running her own company called Debbie Turner Originals, specializing in floral design and event organization. With a passion for art and constant creativity, she has built a reputation in this field, contributing to the beauty of many special events. Although she is no longer working in the film industry, Debbie still cherishes her time working on The Sound of Music. She maintains contact with her old co-stars and regularly attends film anniversary gatherings, reminiscing about the beautiful memories that formed part of her childhood. Julie Andrews took on the role of Maria Von Trapp at the age of 30, bringing a youthful and passionate vitality to the character. Maria, a nun who loves life, was sent to the Von Trapp family to tutor the 7 children. However, she soon realized that the new environment was not easy, especially with the strict discipline that Captain George Von Trapp imposed on his children. With sincerity, patience, and passion for music, Maria gradually won the hearts of the children, bringing them joy and warmth that had been lacking for so long. She helped the Von Trapp family rediscover their love of music, turning cheerful melodies into a connecting thread between members. Not only did Maria change the children, she also touched the heart of Captain Von Trapp, helping him to open up and find happiness in life again. Now, at the age of 89, Julie Andrews is still a legend in the film and music industry. Although she is no longer as active as before, she is still loved by audiences around the world. The image of the gentle, strong woman with a clear voice still lives on in the hearts of those who love The Sound of Music. Charmian Carr plays Liesl Von Trapp at the age of 21, portraying a gentle, dreamy young woman who is just starting to enter adulthood. As the eldest daughter in the Von Trapp family, Liesl exudes innocence and romance, especially when she falls in love with Rolf, a young postman. However, that innocent love soon faces challenges when Rolf is drawn into Nazi ideology, causing Liesl to gradually realize the harsh realities of life. Throughout the film, Liesl is not only a dreamy girl but also shows clear maturity. From the impulsive emotions of youth, she gradually understands more about herself, her family, and the changes of the times. One of the most memorable moments was when she and Maria performed the song 16 Going on 17, a song that symbolizes the desires and emotions of adolescence. After many years, even though she left the screen, Charmian Carr is still remembered by the audience for this classic role. She passed away on September 17, 2016, at the age of 73. The image of Liesl Von Trapp that she portrayed still lives forever in the hearts of fans as an indispensable part of the legendary film. Angela Cartwright took on the role of Brigitta Von Trapp at the age of 12, portraying a smart, outspoken, and sophisticated girl. Brigitta, the fifth child in the Von Trapp family, always left an impression with her sharp and intelligent comments. She was not only intelligent but also sensitive, contributing to many humorous and memorable moments in The Sound of Music. It was Brigitta's mischievous yet profound personality that made this character one of the most lovable faces in the film. Now, at the age of 72, Angela Cartwright has left the screen to pursue her passion for art in her own way. She spends most of her time on photography and visual arts, where she can freely create and express her unique perspective. In addition, Angela also writes books, sharing her experiences and passion with those who love art. Although she no longer acts regularly, she maintains a close connection with her fans and cherishes the legacy of the classic film. With a creative spirit that never stops, Angela continues to inspire, proving that art can accompany us throughout our lives. Eleanor Parker played Baroness Elsa Schrader in The Sound of Music when she was 43 years old. The character is elegant, classy, and self-assured, the epitome of the upper class. As Captain George Von Trapp's fiancée, she exudes beauty and sophistication, always appearing in elegant outfits and haughty manners. However, behind the glamorous exterior, Elsa is an ambitious woman who always wants to control the situation her way. Despite her strong charisma, she cannot touch Captain Von Trapp's heart the way Maria can. Her relationship with the captain's children is also not very close, creating an invisible distance. When Maria appears, carrying sincerity and true love, Elsa gradually realizes that there are things she cannot win with status or charm alone. In the end, she retreats proudly, giving way to the true love between Maria and Captain Von Trapp. Eleanor Parker, with her exquisite acting, fully portrayed this character. She passed away on December 9, 2013, at the age of 91, leaving behind a memorable cinematic legacy in the hearts of audiences. Nicholas Hammond made an impression when he played Friedrich Von Trapp in the classic film The Sound of Music when he was only 14 years old. As the second son in the Von Trapp family, Friedrich has a handsome, mature appearance but is no less mischievous. He is always full of adventure, ready to take on any challenge, making family life more interesting. Friedrich's mischievous moments certainly made the audience laugh and love this boy. Now, at the age of 74, Nicholas Hammond is still attached to art and has no intention of retiring. After the success of The Sound of Music, he continued his acting career and even became Spider-Man in the TV series The Amazing Spider-Man in the 1970s. From a boy who adventures on screen to a superhero who climbs everywhere, Nicholas always brings interesting roles. Not only stopping at acting, he also tried his hand at the role of screenwriter, proving his enduring love for the entertainment industry. Even after more than 6 decades in the profession, Nicholas Hammond is still full of enthusiasm, continuing to bring great things to the audience. Christopher Plummer plays Captain George Von Trapp at the age of 35, bringing the image of a strict, disciplined, but introspective man. Originally an Austrian naval officer, Mr. Von Trapp ruled his family with military spirit, especially after his wife passed away. His strict and distant parenting style made the family tense, lacking the warmth of family affection. However, behind that cold exterior was a man with strong ideals and steadfast courage. When the Nazis took over Austria, he firmly refused to cooperate, choosing a dangerous path to protect freedom for himself and his children. The journey to escape the control of the dictatorship was not only a physical escape, but also a spiritual awakening. From an estranged father, Captain Von Trapp gradually opens up, realizing the true value of family affection. Christopher Plummer portrayed this character with great emotion, contributing to the film's lasting vitality. With a career spanning more than 7 decades, he left a deep mark on the audience. His passing on February 5, 2021, at the age of 91, marked the end of a cinematic legend, but his roles will live on forever. Marni Nixon took on the role of Sister Sophia at the age of 35 in the famous film. Although she was only a supporting character, Sister Sophia still contributed to the atmosphere of the story, often appearing with the group of nuns in singing scenes or participating in meetings at the convent. In addition to this role, Marni Nixon is also known as the voice behind classic musical films. She was the one who sang for Deborah Kerr in The King and I and Natalie Wood in West Side Story, helping these films become immortal with audiences with her emotional voice and skillful technique. Although rarely